Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to PLAYCON. This is the 5th edition of PLAYCON. If you're watching this online, we're coming to you live from the MFCC Ta'ali. If you're listening to this announcement whilst you are at the MFCC, please make your way to the main stage because we are about to get ready with the first esports competition of the day. We have a jam-packed day today on this very main stage. We're about to get going with League of Malta. We've got CSL, we've got Rocket League, we've got the Malta A-Premier League also happening later right here. So we've got plenty to go through. It's been already an exciting week for PLAYCON. We got started on Wednesday and Thursday with the business-to-business summits on this very stage. We had a number of keynotes, pitches, reverse pitches happening as well from publishers. We opened our doors to thousands of school kids on Thursday and Friday as well. Friday night saw us opening up the Mythic Pass, so a number of individuals got to experience PLAYCON before everyone else, and then Saturday and Sunday we open for the general public. It's free of charge, so if you're watching this online, please do come over. All you need to do is come over to the MFCC and understand what PLAYCON is all about. We've got gaming studios, we've got educational stands, we've got some retailers here as well. We've had cosplayers yesterday here on stage. We have them today going around the expo floor. We've got reenactments, airsoft. There's so much to do and so much to have a look at. So please do make sure you come over. A quick shout out to the sponsors before we get started, because without their help, this will not be possible. I am referring to Gaming Malta and the Ministry for the Economy, Enterprise and Strategic Projects. PLAYCON is organized by GMR and supported by Edu at PLAYCON, Arcafort, Epic, Planet Play and Vibe FM, the official radio partner for PLAYCON, who are currently as well broadcasting live to the Maltese Islands from the main entrance. They're doing an outside broadcast right there. But let's get down to business, because we have two teams standing behind me on stage. They have been getting ready to fight it out in this League of Malta final. I am referring to Eversio and Agony. There is a first prize of 1,250 euros. But before we get going and to talk us through all of that, I'm going to lead it on and ask the casters to take over. And this is Jansen and Shadow.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Jansen. That's
I'm
Shadow. And we are, well, at least very excited to watch this game. For people watching the series throughout, it's been 2 to 3 weeks of jam-packed games. Shadow, maybe you can tell us, we've had some upsets as well.
We've had a few upsets. A few favorite teams have definitely upset the pick'ems in the Discord.
Yes, we actually do make these pick'ems, right? So you get to vote on who gets to win the game, and if you win, you can get some RP. But in the end, despite having some great competition this time round, in the end, we still get the classic Eversio Agony. This is like an ongoing script in the League of Legends in Malta. These two teams tend to come to the finals often. And if you were to ask me who's better, I would tell you I have no idea. They go back and forth so often. Every player is a powerhouse player in either team. So it's very hard to make that kind of prediction, but it leads to great content as well. We're going to have some good fights, well coordination. At least that's what I would be expect. If not, I'm going to go grab their ears or something.
Like you said, right? It's always a classic banger game when it's Eversio versus Agony. So I'm definitely excited to see what these players have in store for us. Hopefully we'll see a full best of 3.
Yes. It would be nice, to have seen Whimsy and Joy on either side. I'm not saying instead of or something, but they've done well. They managed to get a win against Eversio and a win against Agony, which in Maltese League of Legends history
is unheard of.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. Nobody does that, right? So shout out to Whimsy and Joy. You guys did great.
Hopefully we'll be seeing you on stage for the next one.
Yes, PLAYCON 6th edition, Whimsy and Joy versus SKT0.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
We'll see.
We'll have to wait and see until next year. But yep, looking forward to this one for sure. It's a best of 3 fearless draft. Some people might not be aware. You might have played League of Legends before, but fearless draft is something a bit new. since there are so many champions and people tend to pick the same champions game after game, they invented this thing called Fearless Draft. The 10 champions played in Game 1 will not be available to play in Game 2. And in Game 3, you cannot play any champion from Game 1 or Game 2. That's 30 potential champions, thanks to the next bans, that are completely out from playing in Game 3. So as you can imagine, towards the end, it should be a bit more random and new or nuanced compared to what you normally see in the lanes.
Hopefully we'll definitely be seeing a little bit of variety in champion picks and strategies by these two teams as well. And that's exactly what Fearless Draft facilitates.
Shout out to last year. Agony, if you hear me, please don't get Vayne top Game 1 and give Darius open. But you know, it's your call if you want
Listen,
to.
it makes for content, right? Good content.
If you want your revenge, you know. The last year, it was last year, yes. It was again Agony against Eversio. Game 1 went into Eversio. Agony drafted almost full ADCs and they gave iGloss one of his signature champions. But then in the next 2 games, speaking of top laners, we had Grandless on the other side with 2 games of Cassante that took it home for Agony. So, I mean, I don't have any favorites at all. I know that both sides want to win this extremely. I know both sides will be upset if they don't win it, which is a bit of a shame. I hope in the end we can all celebrate League of Legends in Malta and just call it a day.
That's exactly what they're here for, right? Trying to make something for the community happen. Like trying to celebrate, you know, this game that we all really like. And hopefully we'll be seeing a banger best of 3 series.
Yes. And if any of you in the crowd, you know, you play League of Legends and you had no idea that Malta had a community or that we're actually making tournaments or there's things ongoing, we have a Discord. There's a stall over there just as you exit. It's called League of Malta. Okay, it has the same logos. Yeah, we do weekly events, bi-weekly events, monthly events. There's smaller tournaments, bigger tournaments. And just after here in around November, we'll be doing the LCM 2.0. It's should be one of the bigger formats in terms of content, and it will range around 1 to 2 months as well. We had good success last year, so even if you don't have a team, we'll find you a team. If you want to become a streamer, we'll make you a streamer. You want to try casting out, we'll help you out with that. The LCM is just about bringing the league community together, whether you like to compete or whether you want to be more like in the backline, like sort of streaming, casting, maybe making content or stuff like that. We'll help you out. But
last year, I believe, we had a very big success with the LCM. It was around 14 teams, I believe.
Yes.
Being in.
Aiming for 16 teams this year round.
Hopefully.
Yes, I hope it's not too big of a goal.
We'll be increasing our voluntary stuff as well, hopefully. Get a little bit more casting, a little bit more streamers.
No, I must do it all alone.
Okay, never mind.
No. Give me 18 teams or give me 20 teams. All right. Well, why not? But yes.
Like we said, it's open to everyone, open to all levels. It doesn't really matter if you're there just to have a little bit of fun and make a little name for yourself in the community, or also if you want to be competitive on the cutting edge like Eversio and Agony are.
We're going straight into draft for game 1 here, and we can see the Hui ban already there. And next up is going to be Smolder. We're not really able to see Agony's bans just yet, but I can imagine it's going to be like a Yasuo ban there or a Darius perhaps. But
maybe trying to target Drakor or iGloss there on one of their signature picks.
Hopefully we can get that fixed. But until then, we see another ban here from Eversio. It's going to be mostly mid lane champs, except for Smolder for Hido. So Living getting targeted here.
Definitely a very big focus on the mid lane. Smolder could technically as well be flexed mid and top lane. Not very, very common as of late.
Yeah, we had some good Smolders in the mid lane yesterday. Again, Whimsy enjoys mid laner on Smolder. He did really well against Living, who's considered to be, if not the best, one of the best mid laners we have available.
Seems like we will be getting bot lane picks. Lulu coming out on the support role for Eversio, with Lucian getting picked for Agony as the AD carry.
Yeah, we're still getting the graphic to go, but there it is.
There we go.
Awesome. So Lucian for Hido, it's been a common game 1 pick. We saw him play it yesterday and do really well on it. And yeah, I mean the Syndra as well, second pick here. I think it's the first time we've seen Living Dream play Syndra in this series. I know your name is Shadow, but come on, man, that's too literate, man. we are now the shadows.
We are now a shadow.
Yes.
Galio getting picked in for Eversio.
Now Galio, yes, Galio into Syndra. Dracour is playing Galio. He's a very, how you say, neutral mid laner, especially into the heavy AP casters like Syndra. So it's an excellent pick. This could have been predictable. I wonder what they go into the Lucian. Aphelios could be a pick. Xayah could be a pick if they want to take champs away from Hido. Zeri could be a pick here as well. Zeri Lulu also does well. Since it's fearless, picking champs that your opponents might pick, you can remove them from the series without making the bans. And they actually go for Wukong. So they do the same, but not for the AD carry, you know. So they remove Wukong from the mix. They're probably thinking, we can go Zeri later. They already took Lucian. And Wukong is Varsal's, or like most common jungler at least. So let's see what Agony pick into Wukong. Trundle could be an option here. Vi or Jarvan, we've seen Varsal play both.
I definitely like Trundle here, especially with the ultimate, taking away from the resistances from both Galio and Wukong. Seems like Lucian will be getting paired up with Emilio in the bot lane. Very strong combination.
Now Milio and Lulu, sort of Lulu is the early game Milio, and Milio is the late game Lulu. So Milio scales a bit better, but Lulu has a bit more damage in the early game, which is fine. I mean, Lucian on his own can pretty much carry you through that early game. An interesting Shen ban here. We've seen Iglos play it sometimes, but although he's not that known for it, I'm not too sure. Oh wait, yeah, those are the 3 bans. So Darius is still open.
Darius is still open at the moment, although I think we will be seeing it getting banned out on Red 5.
Surely it gets banned out.
I would assume.
If Shen's getting banned out, I mean Darius is getting banned out, right?
Unless, and potentially, they do have Red side last pick, so they may have a strategy in plan here for that Darius, maybe be able to shut him down while also taking away a ban from the Fearless draft. Seems like Agony will be banning away Zeri instead.
Yeah, they smelt it from a mile away. It's either that or they're hearing me. All right. Last ban here, I imagine, Cassante gets a shout-out. All right, as well, since we're doing shout-outs, last time these two played was in the best of 5 in the LCM, and Grantless went 5 games of Maokai. Do we get one
for your service?
Yes, we get one Maokai game this series, let's say.
Hopefully he'll have a little bit more drafting freedom this time around.
Yeah, I like the Gragas ban though. It's not Cassante, but Cassante isn't really that strong at the moment. I think Gragas is a safe ban. We've seen Grantless do really well on Gragas, and he's very good to counter most melee champions, and he scales really well as well. So it's a strong champion to get rid of. What do Agony go for here? There's the Trundle, all right. As expected, it's a great counter to these like engage heavy AD champions. Steals their resistances, takes their AD, uses Pillar to deny them the exit or their enemy team from getting into the fight.
Eversio here will be forced to draft their AD carry in their top lane here.
Yes, now what do they go with Lulu? Is Jinx? No, she's banned, okay.
No, Jinx is banned at the moment. But Aphelios is still open, who performs a relatively similar role. It seems like Xayah will be taken away.
I like the Xayah pick here. Similar to the Zeri, nothing is worse than a game 3 Hido on Xayah and you just cannot touch him. Imagine that. So at least we get rid of Xayah from the draft. But now if I have a look at the team, I think we need just a little bit more damage, right? Wukong goes in, Galio goes in, all well and good. Xayah isn't really the best follow-up, but she can do it. She would rather people go into her. So I want something like a Gwen here, or something, you know. Ornn is available. Ornn is there.
What? Okay. Seems like Iglos will be taking Ambessa instead.
All right, so that's really a statement. I guess they were thinking if we go Ornn, Agony goes Ambessa, and maybe he doesn't really want to play it. I'm pretty sure Ornn is kind of hard countered by Ambessa. Maybe not in the early game, but you know, later on. Let's see.
Seems like Cassante will be getting picked for the side of Agony.
Grantless Cassante, game 1. PLAYCON vibes. This, if it was last year, it would be an instant win. We've seen this before, but let's see how it goes this time. We should soon be getting into the game, but before we do that, let's talk a bit about the matchups here. Starting off in bot lane, Lulu Xayah against Milio Lucian. How do you see that working out?
It might be a little tricky. I feel like it's a very, very balanced matchup when it comes to it. Lucian and Milio can definitely try and go in and out, poke with their abilities. Meanwhile, Xayah and Lulu are definitely going to try and go in for that all-in trade, trying to completely stack their lethal tempo, trying to just do as much damage as possible with the Xayah W. And they do win out in an extended trade. When it comes to the bot lane, however, like I said, when it comes to Agony, they definitely want to try and abuse that Melio passive with shielding, try to go in and out with the Lucian E. I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup to see in the bot lane.
I think if Lucian ever dashes in aggressively and he gets rooted by Desire, that's going to be really tough for him to play it out. But if he uses his dash to dodge the root, then it's a win, right? So it's a bit like of an even state of affairs.
That's exactly what I mean.
I don't expect too much aggression either from both bot laners. I think Xayah is quite happy to take it easy. We've seen a lot of level 3 swaps, but mostly done from Agony. I wonder if Eversio will try to abuse that too, sort of dodge the Lucian lane. Moving on to mid lane, we have Syndra into the Galio. I talked a bit about this, but Galio very neutral, kind of doesn't want to trade into Syndra, but he doesn't get one shot by Syndra either.
Exactly.
I don't know if you have any comments.
One really big thing that I do like about Galio mid is he's a little bit more supportive, right? With the heroic entrance on his ultimate, he's able to support his teammates in the jungle, top lane, and bot lane a little bit more efficiently than the Syndra. So while we might not be seeing a lot of lane aggression, we might be seeing a lot of plays being made on the map.
Yes, another thing to note about this matchup, if Syndra ever blows flash preemptively and is caught moderately a bit out of position in the mid lane, I mean, Galio has the knock-up, the taunt. They have Wukong ult as an availability as well. Lulu, not really known for her roams and ganks, so, Living could have a hard time if he gets, if he loses his flash. But that's just something to note about the matchup. We have Wukong against Trundle.
As the jungler player, what are your thoughts?
No, I think it should be Trundle favored. Trundle tends to have a bit more of the earlier aggression. He can also invade Wukong, which would be catastrophic for the Wukong if you delay him even further. And in time, even when they get to the level 6, yes, Wukong has a really nice ultimate, but if Trundle ults him and he becomes extremely squishy and they focus him down, he's going to go down quite easily.
Seems like we will be starting off game 1 of Eversio versus Agony. Eversio on the blue side with Agony on red.
Yep.
We'll be seeing a few emotes coming out from the players. It seems we'll just be waiting a little bit until minions spawn. As you can see, both teams are covering jungle entrances, making sure that there's no sneaky plays happening that they might be unaware of. It seems like we will be having a relatively passive early game from these without any invades.
Minions have spawned.
Minions have spawned. Il-minions spawnjaw. U ġejjin għalik.
Oh no.
Ħajjik look. Classic 5-point start, very defensive. Nobody really wants to sort of make the aggressive play.
Oh.
I'm just wanting to say one thing, what would a League of Legends tournament be
Without technical issues.
Crazy.
Game 1, first minute, instantly pause.
Guys, if this goes on too long, game 3, if they go to game 3, will be a rock, paper, scissors match on the main stage. We'll
be seeing both captains strategically bringing out, making sure that they try and read each other's minds. It's a battle of strategy, but instead of on the rift, it's on the stage.
Yes. I feel like we should have some entertaining values here. Like, I don't know. Can you do Mickey Mouse voice?
I can try.
No. Yes. Mela. All right, guys. Hopefully, we'll be back soon.
Our technical team is currently trying their best to sort out the issues. Hopefully we'll be able to resume play relatively soon.
Bye. Oi. You like the graphics, guys? It's definitely epic to see this. I wish we had this a bit more often, to be honest, with the big stage and the names. It's all so shiny and nice. I don't know. They say the camera adds 10 pounds, but I think I look great on it.
We definitely do. I mean, it's the first experience for me, especially casting a game here on the stage, so it's absolutely amazing to be able to see all of these players. It's basically feeling like a professional setting here.
Oh, for
it does
sure,
feel like we are essentially bringing esports here at PLAYCON.
Yes. It's, it's not my bedroom, but, it's a bit better.
It's a little bit more advanced.
I wonder what the tech issue is, to be honest.
I'm not entirely sure, actually.
I'm really curious.
Hopefully.
Maybe some issues there. We're not communicated with yet to see what it is. Hopefully the all settled. We can get on with it, and the other 3 games don't take us into a pause as well. It's always Awaken or Brickun, huh?
Always. Like we said, it would never, never, never be a Maltese LAN when it comes to League of Legends without a pause. It's impossible.
At least the viewers are gathering. For those tuning in, Eversio and Agony, 2 powerhouses in the League of Legends community. Everyone here is ready to play and ready to play the best we can give you in Malta. It doesn't get better than this. Unless we have some hidden talents in the audience that want to join the Discord and to show them what's up, For the first time, I think in about 4 years, this was the first time that a team actually beat Eversio and Agony, but they didn't make it to finals. It's nice to see that there is still this possibility, and hopefully more of these will be seen soon. Yes.
For any of those of you who are interested, like we have mentioned, in around a few months we will be starting preparations for the LCM, which is one of the bigger tournaments that we organize. So start preparing your teams from now, start getting a little bit of practice in, and hopefully we'll be able to see you in the finals.
Yes. We'll try to bring back interviews, but we'll think about how to make the questions a bit more interesting. It was always the same stuff before, but how about you, Shadow? What was the first champion you ever played?
I think the first champion I ever played, if I'm starting off, was Master Yi. Unfortunately, I had no idea how the shop interface actually worked. So I remember accidentally building 1 amplifying tome, 1 brutalizer, and going 0 and 19 in bot lane. That was my first ever game of League of Legends.
I mean, you went for the APE before it started, right?
Listen, innovator, like meta creator. I was ahead of my time, clearly.
Were you W-maxing?
I had no idea what was going on. I just faced tank towers. I was still very, very new. What about you?
No, I think I actually died in the tutorial.
Okay.
Yes, I was just clicking around everywhere, I was like, the enemy jungle looks like a fun place to be in, And I was going between towers. Okay, we're gonna go for a short break, I'm told, just to get things settled down. Hopefully, it is a short break, but we'll be back soon.
Stay tuned.
Back. Hello, guys. W Eversio. They saw the chance to cheat, but they told us to fix it, and that's what happened exactly. They were able to see the entire minimap from the caster screen, but now we're good.
Hopefully we won't be having that issue, but very, very nice of the players, very good show of sportsmanship to be able to make sure that the competition is as fair as possible.
Yes, and now we should be getting into the game shortly, and no more delays as we continue. Let's see. I mean, could have been. Imagine they played the entire series.
They just finished the entire series.
How did you know? I wonder. All right, come on, guys. The minions were spawned. Woo! Give it up.
So we will be coming back. As you can hear, the live audience is excited to be able to see this game.
Now, usually Hido manages to get about 40 CS on every AD carry in the 6th minute mark. But this is Agony in the bot lane, and Agony is no slouch himself. I'm pretty sure we should have a very even ADC matchup here. Agonic's done really well in the past events. He's only had some trouble flashing forward in some games, but other than that, excellent gameplay from him as always. Something to note.
Like Agony's bot lane is currently trying to abuse that level 2 advantage, getting a really good trade onto Agony there. Hido using his dash aggressively.
It's very interesting to see Hido likes to go the W start. Holy pings.
Seems like Zakur was caught out there.
Yep, they were really wanting to make sure he does not sort of show up, but we see both junglers pathing oppositely as Varsal is pathing to the bot lane, and Brickun is pathing topside.
That does mean that both side lanes will be very, very vulnerable to any ganks if they choose to overextend.
Now I assume Brickun wants to help out Igos here, get a bit of a lead on the Cassandre. So then level 6 up Igos should be having the advantage in that lane. I'm curious if we get a Trundle gank in the bot lane though, or a potential dive altogether. Agony did do a level 4 dive before over an invade. So this could be the case if they poke down Eversio enough. Agony could try and dive the bot lane. Similarly in the top lane though, Grantless is already at half health. And he's letting the wave getting pushed in as well.
Aglos looking to go in aggressively. Here comes the trade, using the passive very, very well to dash in and out without taking any retaliation from Grantless there. Forced to use the potion.
So far Aglos is very ahead in this matchup, but keep in mind Grantless has the biscuits. And the lower you are, the more they heal.
It does seem like both junglers will be starting to clear those Petal Crab. Varsal opting to go for the recall.
Brakoon is getting pinged here. Again, you are aware of the potential dive choice, but in fact Brakoon has started the recall and Varsal is already coming out of base straight to his Krugs. And now Iglos needs to be careful here because he might just meet a Trundle in the top lane. Oi, oi, oi. CS-wise, we're equal in the bot lane, equal in the mid lane. And actually a slight CS lead in the top lane. 3 CS for Grantless.
Like we said, these are two absolute titans of the Maltese League of Legends community, so it's obviously going to be a very, very close game. It's going to be very interesting to see where they get these little advantages from. You do see Grantless did have the CS advantage initially, but he is very low on mana and health.
Let's see here, a bit of quiet period before the first dragon spawns. Iconic could be in a bit of trouble here.
Iconic here might be in danger. They do definitely have enough damage to take him down should he overextend.
What's interesting is that he actually goes for the W on Lucian, trying to get that early poke in that Q and E won't be able to offer.
Grantless looking to get a really good trade on Iglos here. Does have Q3 stacked up.
Let's keep in mind, Grantless did use his teleport, he already recalled, has a chain vest. Iglos has yet to go back and spend his gold. You see Varsal here actually aggressively starting the dragon, and Eversio are unaware of it at the moment.
It does seem like Hido will be taking the option to recall here, while Pulu will be supporting his jungler.
It's looking like so far Agony have the early dragon control. From what we've seen in the past, Eversio like to play towards the grubs when this happens. It also delays Brakoon, letting him get the level 6 spike on Wukong. I think it's a solid play here. Agony really have the ability to get that earlier jungle pressure thanks to the Trundle, and they will be using it to take the first dragon.
Iglos here still definitely playing very aggressively for the fact that he is down a few items. He hasn't recalled yet, but he's still being the one to push up to the tower here. Potentially trying to get that crash for a safe recall. Grantless not letting him.
Starting to see a bit of gaps here as Agony's mid laner living is up 10 CS, while we have 4 CS for the AD carry. Mr. Hido coming out from professional play. He's here in PLAYCON, playing with Agony, playing alongside his friend Pulu. It's really nice to see him back.
You see a little bit of trades going on as Hido does dash in aggressively. Iglos getting flashed on, tries to use the public execution to get away a little bit, but Grantless is giving chase, does hit the Q, and it seems like first blood will be going to Agony.
Grantless's Cassante, it should have been banned. But yes, PLAYCON and Cassante and Grantless is a trio combination that makes a very fiery game. So far, 1-up for Agony. See, Iconic went for the Cull on Zaya. He's going to be farming up until his BF sword. I highly doubt Eversio want to find any play until he can finish his Yontals. I'm curious if they actually go for grubs altogether. Both top laners don't have ultimates, and Wukong will be having an ult soon. Getting a bit of an instant replay there. Grantless cues forward, lands it. Always the sort of patient player that he is, never really taking too many risks he doesn't need to take. Solid top laner, Grantless. Easily one of the top 5 or top 10 players we've ever had on the island.
Does seem like Eversio will be trying to set up, although Agony are also trying to contest. They do have a numbers disadvantage, however.
I really like the homework done here by Eversio. They know Agony like to make this play, like to trade in their AD carry goes to top before the grubs. And they actually read it well. They send the Conic and Awaken here in time as well.
They're going in aggressively, but getting rooted.
So now both AD carries around that half health mark. Oh, the Lotion ult could have been really dangerous, but Iconic sidesteps it and Hido turns it off. Oh, look at that. Brickcoon finds Hido here. There's the Galio ult. Another knock up. Hido falling low, and Brickcoon manages to get a heal, but he gets stunned by Living. There's the Lulu ult. Varsal is in the middle of it. He gets rooted by Iconic. Both junglers falling here. It's a 2-for-1 exchange for Eversio.
Might be going down to the minions.
This looks dangerous for Pulu. He flashes out. He uses the Q to push back Drakur, and it's enough for him to get away. Living now is being given chase by Drakur, but it seems like everyone disengages. A 2-for-1 play in Eversio's favor. Let's see, but so far no one has taken the grubs. We don't have Wukong ult now, we don't have Galio ult, we don't have Zaya or Lulu ult. So it's a bit hard to contest here. The only ones with ultimates are the top laners. And my question is, do we go back to grubs?
It's very, very well played as a fight there by Eversio, using their ultimates very tactically, using Cyclone on the Wukong to be able to CC 3 members, including Hido, who is a very key target in this team fight. Instantly getting follow-up by the heroic entrance from Drakur. Awaken making sure to use the wild growth just to keep Brickcoon enough health to be able to walk out of that unscathed. Seems like we will be seeing another fight over the grubs as teleport comes in.
Drakur is on the way. Varsal already got one. Brickcoon smites away the second grub. Brickcoon smites have been so good this series. Keep in mind who gets the last grub, gets the feats. Varsal getting taken down low. He's almost out of the fight and he has to run away. And now we see on the back line there, Hido is in the middle of the pit there. Can he get out? Living with a huge stun. There's the ult. Drops Brickcoon, and now Drakur is also falling. 2-for-0 Agony with 2 grubs on top.
What looked very, very good for Eversio turned into disaster as Agony played that fight extremely well, making sure to utilize their cooldowns as efficiently as possible, and they do come out with the grubs.
We actually didn't see it, but Iglos and Grantless had a fight in the bot lane, and it seems like Grantless got the advantage on that one. Here it is, we get the replay of the fight. We see Drakur engaging onto Varsal, trying to get the jungler low enough so that they can challenge the objective. But in the meanwhile, Hido's just pelting away. And we see Living here landing a massive 3-man stun here. Then into the ultimate. Brickcoon going down means the objective is hard. Drakur went in a bit preemptively and he falls down too very quickly. Iconic with the last ditch effort trying to steal away the grub. I mean, Varsal's smite's not the best, but I mean, come on, Iconic, you got to give him a bit more credit there. But yes, two grubs, 1 dragon, and the first 3 kills. Agony are 1 objective away from completing the feats. It's basically an upgraded boots version, which is kind of strong in the current meta, especially the cooldown boots.
The Team Brickcoon has started the dragon, but Agony are aware and they will be contesting this, as Gruntless does have priority.
Now, is this a bit too aggressive on the dragon? Keep in mind now, Brickcoon has W cooldown. He can't really decoy. It's 10 seconds left. Living tries to get a stun, and it's Awaken getting a bit of damage, but...
Hido walking towards bot side. Iglos, very, very important in the top side without TP, and it seems like they will be getting feats of strength here as the second dragon falls to Agony.
There it is, guys. Agony are really ahead in this match at the moment. It's only 2k, but on paper, having the feats is a big thing.
Gruntless here might be looking for a fight. Iglos disengaging.
Now, despite Iglos being 0-2, he's still playing Ambessa, and I'm pretty sure at 2 items he can still do most of the things he wants to do. A pick on Living or a pick on Hido before the fight is going to be a massive thing.
Culling comes out, Awaken taking a lot of damage, but remember Brickcoon is in the shadows, potentially helping out his bot lane.
Let's see. Agony's bot lane has no idea of what could be happening here. Here comes Brickcoon, there's the ult.
Comes in.
This is enough though. That's 2
Pulu
knockups.
Going low, and Brickcoon will pick up the kill.
Excellent teamwork there with Awaken, ulting Brickcoon just in case. You don't want Hido getting the 1-for-1 in that play, but in the end, Pulu going down with Brickcoon picking up yet another kill for Eversio.
Getting your jungler ahead will definitely help to secure momentum. It seems like Varsal is spotted out on ward. Iglos will be backing off.
Nice to see that wards are still available for top laners. They can still use them to make sure they don't get ganked. Shout out to wards, keeping top laners safe since the inception of the game, really.
Seems like Varsal will be picking up the other Scuttle Crab here.
The Scuttle Crab is in his kingdom now. Oi, oi. So, we actually see Trinity Force now being built on Brickone. He's kind of behind in CS. He's 20 CS down on his counterpart, Varsal. But he's up in items at the moment. We just might need Varsal to recall. Similarly, in the mid lane, Living actually has his first item on Drakur. Although Drakur is specking into a lot of other items, similar to Dark Seal and, you know, the Bami Cinder. Let's see here, but the biggest gap is in this bot lane here. 30 CS up for Hido. We've seen him do this the entire series to almost every other AD carry. In this case, of course, using Lucian to abuse the early game advantage he has. Now Xayah is a bit more trickier to get onto, so I would imagine mid to late game should be a bit better for Iconic. Lucian having a bit of an issue with his range and general mobility in these team fights.
Absolutely, and Xayah is very good when you want to dive into her, and something like Cassante, something like Trundle, who are going to be essentially just walking towards you, are very, very vulnerable to her feathers in the mid to late game, right?
Yep. I mean, Lucian has such a low range, and the Eversio have a lot of mid-range fighting capabilities, right? You think about the Wukong ult going off, the Lulu ult, the Galio ult as well. Very hard for Lucian to get in all that. No need to get excited, guys. It's just two top laners smacking each other.
So it seems like Gruntless did not get enough, trying to get that Q, but just barely out of range.
We're starting to see the strength of Ambessa. Despite being down 2 kills, Aiglos not only is going well in these trades, he's actually winning them. Curious to see what Agony is cooking here. They are gathering up. And Eversio seem unaware of the potentials here. Let's see, I'm not sure who the target is. It looks like it might be Aiglos.
Potentially Aiglos.
It might be Aiglos has to consider that his team is around, right? Surely. Oh, he has the ult from
Uses
Drakur.
the public execution to dodge it, but unfortunately it does not have enough damage. Drakur comes in helping. Brickone does use the Cyclone, flashes forward, but it's not enough, as it seems like Drakur will fall down to Varsal. And that is a winning fight for Agony.
A bit all over the place there, perhaps, but we have a 3-4-2 play in general for Agony. Started off nicely, but sadly Aiglos fell for the 1-for-1 play against Hido as Drakur flashed in to finish him off.
Gruntless, it seems, will be trying to pick up a kill on Iconic, using the all-out there very aggressively. Seems like he will be backing off, though.
The problem right now is this Trundle, right? If they're ever in a full-on 3-on-3 and Brickone is there, Trundle will just simply perform better than what Wukong can do. He can really diminish a lot of things that Wukong wants to do. The Trundle pick. So strong into these AD engaged champions. Gruntless.
Oh.
Does he find the 1v2 play? Oi, oi, oi.
Does get polymorphed, but
He has to flash out of that one.
Hullu and Hido are here. The culling does come out. Featherstorm being used to try and conserve health as much as possible. Awaken just barely gets away. Actually, he dies, and that is a second kill going into Hido.
What a play, what a play indeed. Actually, the last little airy proc there from Hullu comes through to finish off Awaken, and then in the end, the root was just not enough from Iconic. Eversio losing this game a bit, kind of losing the tempo of it. Already down 5k gold. But let's keep in mind the classic curse of Agony Eversio. Whoever wins game 1 tends to lose the entire series. I don't know how that works out.
It always happens somehow. Seems like we will be getting a replay here.
You see the patience from Gruntless there before going in, waiting on his team. The feathers come out, Awaken goes low, but one auto, and there's the early proc to finish off Awaken. The root, just not enough to deter. Was he Living getting engaged on by Aiglos?
Really,
a great
really
stun
good
by
scatter
Living.
the weak, and Brickone will be actually the one to fall. Living very, very well played there under the tower, being able to turn that one around.
This is more the Living we were accustomed to. We've seen him had some trouble yesterday, which surprised most people. But today he looks a bit more on point, playing Syndra.
Hullu holding the wave here for Hido, making sure he gets all of that CS. He is almost averaging 10 CS per minute, which is exceptionally well.
Yeah, no one is even close to him. Living is next up in line there with 156 at the moment in the 17th minute. I find it really hard for Eversio to find a winning fight currently. But it could still happen if they get some shutdowns. If they can take down Living or Hido just before a fight, they should have what it takes to chase down the remaining members.
Varsal looking to get a pick onto Iglos. A lot of damage coming in from the side of Agony, and unfortunately Iglos will fall.
Instantaneously, and there's the extra pressure on the tier 2. Agony making short work out of Eversio. This is not what most expected. The last time they faced in this series, Eversio won the series 2-1. The first game was Agony favored, but then the remaining games were going in Eversio's hand.
I do believe the Herald does manage to charge into the bot lane tier 3 as well.
Let's see, 18 minutes and we're already in this state. It's a bit hard to believe. Question is, can Eversio stall until they can successfully complete their items?
Agony definitely showing that they have come here to compete, and they have a dominant performance over this game so far.
It must be those the energy drinks they are drinking, huh?
Sponsored by the League of Malta.
Yes. All right. You see Agony here continuing on their domination. I mean, once you're ahead in this game, might as well just take everything your opponent can take. We'll be seeing Atakan spawning soon, 1 minute away from this Atakan spawn. It's not clearly visible on the map just yet. I think it's in top lane. Yes. Okay, so
Yes,
it will be
top lane.
spawning in top lane. For those that don't know, Atakan, you know, maybe you haven't played League of Legends in a while. Atakan is this new objective. It spawns in the 20 minutes. And defeating it gives you a lot more AD or AP, respective of what you are building most. It's like the objective before Baron these days. It used to be at the same time.
Iconic getting caught out by the pillar, flashes away, tries to get the root, but doesn't unfortunately. Varsal getting clipped by the heroic entrance, does get the taunt. Raccoon trying to use the Cyclone defensively. The Drakur will be the first to fall, as Iglos trying to use the public execution to get a little bit of return damage, but nothing connects. And that is 2 members of Eversio for no members of Agony, and they will continue to siege and take this Atakan.
I'm surprised at the importance they're giving to take down Varsal. They used everything on him, but he has his ult up, he has everything up. He can just pretty much walk away and full on tank that.
Hido here going aggressively onto Iglos, might be able to pick up the kill. Wild Growth does keep him alive, but that is a relentless attack, and Hido will pick up the kill.
We pretty much saw Hido 1v9 yesterday against Whimsy and Joy on the Lucian, especially in game 1. I wonder if the confidence gets to them. I really have to wonder what happened yesterday in game 2 against Whimsy and Joy. If they keep up this pace, I mean, Agony look almost unstoppable at the moment, so let's see.
5 kills to 15 with a 10k gold advantage almost. It's going to be very, very tricky for Eversio to be able to bring this one back from the brink.
Yeah, I would rather see them try and focus a bit more on living on Hido just before the fights start. There's the Milio ult that can get them out of danger, of course, but... Or is it too far gone? What do you think, Shadow? Do you think the items are just they're going to get wallet diffed?
I think they might be getting wallet diffed here,
Yes.
as we do see Hido here does have 2.5 items compared to Iconic's 1. And when it comes to consistent DPS, you can't really beat an AD carry. So it's going to be very, very difficult if these fights go on. And Hido is just going to completely take control of this game, I feel like.
Oy, oy, oy. He's above the 10 CS per minute mark at the moment. When are you going to do that, Shadow?
Listen, one of these days, man.
One of these days.
Does seem like we will be having a little bit of contact here as Varsal uses the pillar to try and block Iglos. Iglos using all of his abilities defensively, trying to get away with the passive.
He will be successful here. Hido gets engaged on, but it's a bit of a snap engage. There goes the Galio ult, but there's no one to follow up on it. It's just basically sending 2 members of Eversio into 5 members of Agony. Drakur flashes out accordingly, but I mean, it's still a bit of a defeated effort, right? 2 ults used, a flash used in a state where you're already behind. You're not really finding picks. Agony doing the right thing, grouping up, making sure not to give Eversio a single step forward.
Raccoon looking to go in, Living is getting caught out but flashes away. Gruntless going in, trying to save his teammate, but will be taking a significant amount of damage. Living using the Zonias, but Featherstorm comes out from Iconic, will be getting the Feathers recalled. Seems like Drakur will be the first to pick up the kill. Varsal also will take down. And it seems like the clone is tricking Agony here, but Raccoon will still be the one to fall. As Varsal doing what Trundle does and just hits the tower.
I think the play made sense for Eversio in the beginning. They caught out Living, but it took a bit too long. They are just a bit that far behind. They don't have the damage to take him out in time. And Agony comes in, and hey, a full on 5-on-4, so be it. You know, in a 5-on-4, they're not going to win it. They're not going to win a 5-on-5 at the moment, but if you can find those picks, Living now doesn't have Flash, he doesn't have Zhonya's. Some things to consider for sure. It's a shame Iglos is getting caught out just before these fights as well. Let's see how it goes here. So yeah, initially here it was a great engage by Brickun onto Living and to Gruntless. Gruntless using the ult to take Brickun away from his teammate to dodge the knockup. Gruntless almost makes it out. Or he does. And Agony gets a massive ult there, but sadly Living was in the Zhonya state. Hido comes back in with Pulu and the remaining co, taking out 3 members of Eversio in the end. And Gruntless lives it as well.
Brickun here, getting caught between a rock and a hard place. 3 members of Agony here, using the Cyclone, trying to get away, but will be stopped by the pillar.
He almost had a Jack Sparrow moment, but
unfortunately he was caught in the end.
Yep, you can't really escape so many things, but I mean, at this point, do you really blame them? What else could they do?
It's very, very difficult to be able to bring this one back from the brink here. As Agony are definitely controlling all of the vision here, putting down pink wards, trying to take down the tier 2 tower. It's making the game a lot harder for Eversio to be able to play.
See the 3rd item finished on Hido as well. So strong this Lucian has Infinity Edge and enough crit chance to make a difference. Look at the damage Awaken takes. He gets polymorphed. Iconic is dodging on the side. Gruntless is in the mist. Iconic forced to flash. There's the Lucian ult. Here comes Galio as Drakur jumps in. Brickun now getting taken out of the fight as Trundle's ult deters him. Down goes Brickun. Down goes Iconic, Awaken and Drakur. And here comes Iglos. He gets the first kill onto Living, but that's all that's going to be happening here, folks. That's a double kill for Hido and potentially the end of our first game.
Iglos here, unfortunately, does not have enough items to be able to make that play work. I feel like if he wasn't this far behind, he might have been able to pick off 2 or 3 members of Agony in that team fight. But unfortunately, the very, very strong early game from Gruntless makes it a little bit difficult for Iglos to transition that into the mid to late game. And it seems like game 1 will be going to Agony here.
Excellently played. Well done, Agony. So far, so good. A very clean game from them. Nothing really to write home about. They just played an excellent game. Eversio maybe still need time to power up to get into the rhythm of things. And I hope they can do it. Let's go on for a game 3. I would hope, but of course, if you were Agony, you'd be telling me, listen, Janssen, we want 2-0, you know, stop stressing us out when we are hungry. We want to eat the egg, the sausage wrapped in egg from the stands, you know.
From the canteens.
Yeah, from the canteen. Oi, oi, oi. So now we should be having a small break as we set up the next lobby. Eversio here will be choosing the side again. I'm curious if they go red side this time. Usually, Eversio prefer red side to try and get the counter pick for either top or support. But they are still discussing it. We see here Agony members kind of chilling. We see Living and Hido here.
Seems like Agony are in very, very high spirits here as they do take out game 1.
Looking good, looking good. It doesn't seem like they're all too stressed, but they are, you know, coming off a win, you'd be quite happy. So we see Varsal, he's very into it, he looks very serious, ready to roll. Oi, oi, oi. Maybe if we can pan over to Eversio and see what's going on their end, get a bit of the scoop. But yes, not much we've seen from Eversio this game, sadly. I was expecting a bit more, but usually first game winners end up losing the series.
That is a classic pattern when it comes to Maltese League of Legends finals. As you do see the camera panning out on Eversio here.
We should be having interesting picks now in the AD carry role. Not many ADCs will be left. I'm pretty sure Smolder will get another man. And whoever's on blue side will likely take the Zeri. We're seeing a potentially misplay here. Iglos did land a massive ult, but it seems him and Brickun were not on the same page. Ideally, Brickun goes in when the ultimate from Bessa goes out in the CC time. Living still had his E and denied the play. What an ult from Gruntless this was. Just to deny Brickun the ability to get back onto Living. An excellent Zhonya's as well from Lijing. Small things like this will make the difference. Sadly, he did get wanted, but in the end, Rantes walks out. And it's stalled long enough for the remainder of Agony to come on over here.
Like we mentioned at the start of this draft, look at just the power when it comes to Lucian over here. Pretty much one-shotting Awaken once he gets on top of him. Agony taking so much damage, the culling coming out. And it's extremely difficult. I feel like Eversio here had the right idea, they just didn't have enough of the gold to be able to convert that into a good teamfight win.
Yep, they fell behind a bit too early. To be fair though, it's what I would expect. If you pick Trundle into Wukong, you can't really do much early game. The Trundle will definitely have the advantage, getting the earlier games, getting the earlier objectives. And sometimes when it's two really good teams, you don't really care about the mid to late game. It's not going to go into the mid and late game. We're just going to get an early advantage and keep the snowball going, you know?
We definitely saw that with Hido, right? Getting a really, really strong advantage in the bot lane, then using his combination with the support, using the Milio W there to extend his range and actually take away from the weakness, which is Lucian's poor range when it comes to the mid to late game. So it actually makes it so that Lucian is a complete menace, especially when he is ahead with those three items. And we've just seen Eversio's team melting whenever Hido dashes forward.
Yep. Now Lucian isn't going to be available at least, so not many other early game ADCs. I do not think Hido plays Draven, as far as I'm aware, so he is a Twitch player though, but we have not seen him play Twitch once so far. But yes, sewers, skewers for everybody. Oy, oy, oy.
I feel like Twitch is one of those champions who's very, very different when it comes to solo queue and competitive play, right? Using the stealth on his queue, it's very, very tricky because in solo queue you'll be able to pick off stragglers and be able to get fed like that, but in a very coordinated environment like here, you'll probably have teams working together to be able to negate that strength of Twitch. So it might be a little bit harder for him to be able to maneuver.
You'd be amazed, you'd be amazed. He just opens up on Iglos, who goes in for the dive, you know. They were making a switch all along. A switch all along. Again, you are thinking about it. They're a lot less group than Eversio. Does this mean that they are like more serious, or does this mean Eversio is taking a bit more of a relaxed step?
Not entirely sure, to be honest.
Yep. Seems like Eversio ready for game 2. They're like, come on, man, this first game. It's not us, you know. We're just waking up, you know.
It's just the warm-up game, right? Shaking the rust off, trying to get a little bit of an idea of how this series is going to go. But hopefully we'll be seeing Eversio in their full strength next game.
Yeah, they're probably smacking their head. Why did we tell them to turn off the monitor? We were seeing everything. We could have won the game. Oh, yeah. Hello.
Hello, welcome back.
My name is Shadow, that's Jansen, and we are grateful to be casting here on the big screen in front of all of you. It feels so surreal still. For anyone that plays League of Legends and maybe just joining, we have a thriving community in Malta. It's getting better and better. It's been growing over the last year. If you want to participate, we don't only do 5v5s, we also do 1v1s, arenas, AREMs. Most are free. And yeah, I mean, there's the booth right here as you exit League of Malta. Sign up. Come say hello. Every Sunday we have something, every bi-weekly we have something, every month we have something. If you don't have a team, we'll find you a team. If you want to get better, we'll find you who to get you better. Don't worry. Everything League of Legends will find you.
Very, very big shout out to Jansen here, who has definitely gathered the community together and is able to make these events happen thanks to him.
Yes, shout out to Jansen. That guy owes me 10 euro. Oi, oi, oi. I wonder.
I'm not sure what the players are.
Should we like hedge our pickems? Who's gonna go where? Where do you think do you think they stay on blue side or they go to red side?
To be honest, I think they might stay on blue side.
All right.
I have this feeling.
What makes you think so?
Because they did pick it in the first place, right? So maybe they did have something that unfortunately didn't work out their way. Although the fact that it is fearless draft may have changed things a little bit because they don't have that priority champions that they want to pick. So maybe they would rather have the counter pick instead of the blue one pick.
Now, keep in mind that if Agony, if Eversio swap and go to red side, Agony being on blue side, I imagine Eversio's bans will change as well.
I would imagine that the Zeri will get banned out.
Yes, there's also Oriana. Aurora got banned the last time as well, but you need to decide, you know, because Oriana, Aurora, Hui, there's even the...
That's already 3 bans.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do, right? Trundle is out, Wukong is out at least, so Varsal, he's maybe a bit more limited on the champions. He still has the Jarvan, still has the Vi. Brickun, he still has the Sejuani, he still has the Vi.
Still has
He has
Maokai.
Jarvan as well, Maokai, yes, sure. If we'll see Maokai coming out.
Oy, oy, oy.
Grantless still has a lot of champions to show. He's played Poppy, he's played the Sion, he's played, you know, he didn't do that well on Sion yesterday, but still would like to get him on maybe a bit more of a carry role from what we've heard from other of his fans.
Interesting.
They're like, yes, give Grantless a carry, he's
Okay.
goated. All right, and hopefully Aiglos will stick to Ornn and Malphite.
I mean, that's one of the really big strengths of Fearless Draft, right? We're not going to be seeing the same team comps over and over again. And it actually forces the players to not just be one-tricks. It actually forces the players to understand the game a little bit deeper, a little bit better, being able to interact with more than just one champion.
Yep. Curious as to, you know, when the next draft starts. I mean, they're still talking about it maybe, but Eversio look really calm actually. I'm a bit worried for them. Agony are like in a circle, you know, they're like, yo guys, you know, Red Ranger, Black Ranger, Yellow Ranger. Let's go.
Team spirit.
Yep. We're going on a break. Yeah. Okay. We should be starting up soon, and hopefully, you know, we'll get to see this draft that we are trying to predict what we're going to go for. you can tell we're anticipating it when we're like trying to picture what the next draft is going to be.
Exactly.
I'm really curious what happened in the top lane. We used to see a lot more of Gwen, a lot more of Aurora top. We haven't really seen it any time being played this series. Similarly in the mid lane, what happened to all the Yawns of Malta?
I mean, to be fair, Yona and Yasuo were banned out from Dracour, so unfortunately he did not have that option. But maybe we'll see them not being banned this time around.
I highly doubt they're going to give him Yawn, but if they do, I'm assuming they have a counter for it. I'm pretty sure they can play like Annie as well. Annie does pretty well into Sylas, and I'm not sure if there's any other picks coming to mind at the moment. It's just Annie that's coming to mind, but I'm pretty sure there's some other picks as well that do really well into the Yawn.
Not entirely sure.
The problem is that then he gets Blade of the Ruined King, just kind of
And then
presses
just-
E-alt on you, right?
That's the problem with the champion, right? Once he gets his items rolling, he's a complete menace.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
The draft.
Where is the draft?
Eating pastizzi. Oi, oi, oi.
Okay.
Do we have any foreigners here? Anyone not from Malta? Maybe on holiday? I hope you're enjoying the show. Try some pastizzi. If you're here in Malta for long, try some kini as well. Not sponsored, but I mean, it's Maltese. Some people don't like kini, sadly. It tastes like oranges, but you don't like it.
I'm one of those non-kini
Okay,
enjoyers.
this is where we end our
unfortunately.
relationship.
I'm very sorry.
No, just kidding.
So hopefully we will be starting draft soon.
I see the lobby is already loaded. Stay tuned. Any second now, we could be swapping on over.
Shout out there onto the crowd.
Oi, oi, oi. Hello, hello.
A few familiar faces here,
Yes.
members of the community.
Kind reminder to players on stage to log out of your Discords. We had a player named Zelian. He left his Discord on.
Minu da istra. Tejti għatawnek.
We actually wrote a message. Go check the public chat of League of Malta, Zelian. See what you were typing. Oi, oi, oi. All right, we should be seeing
So
this.
hopefully draft is starting now. We do see Hui getting banned away from Eversio, Agony.
Here we go. It's gonna stay on blue side. Wow, okay. Very interesting. So I imagine Zeri first pick from Eversio.
Seems like ban-wise, it's pretty much the same. Hwei, Smolder, Oriana getting taken out actually here.
So Aurora is available. Question is, do Eversio have something in mind for the Aurora? Now, Drakur's champions here. He still has Ari, he still has the Lissandra. 07 Lissandra, we haven't seen Lissandra from Drakur in so long. But
Okay, does seem like they will be taking away the Aurora.
the Aurora. He did decently well with Aurora last time. He didn't do anything flashy, but that's, you know, it's fine too, as long as you don't go 0-4 in lane against Casante in
As long
game
as
one.
you do the fundamentals very, very well, it's not really necessary to be able to do flashy things.
Just press R pretty
Just
much.
press R, be able to get that team-wide damage, and just let your team clean up, right?
Yep. Some
Rakan getting picked here by Agony, an interesting pick.
Yeah, Pullu Rakan, it's a scary one. He can get a lot more map pressure with this champion. Let's see here what the next pick will be. They could go for the mid lane pick right away. There's Mel. I was thinking about Mel. This is exactly the same pick that was picked yesterday. Mel into Aurora. And I do believe Living did a fantastic job on Mel.
Seems like Eversio are still deciding what to pick here. Jarvan will be getting locked in. Very, very strong, especially with the combination of the Cataclysm and the Between Worlds from Aurora, being able to deal a lot of team-wide damage. Seems like they will be going for a little bit more of a team fight-oriented comp here on the side of Eversio. Karma being able to pick for support, and Zeri. Hido's Zeri is a very, very dangerous, for those of you who know about it. He's a very good player. I believe he managed to go up to Masters and Challenger with that champion in mind. So it's going to be very interesting to see how he will be able to play this one. Eversio's getting taken away from Eversio. Seems like they will be targeting this bot lane now. Eversio still deciding what to ban, taking away the Vi in the jungle there. Agony are still deciding on their final ban. Agony here might be going for a little bit more of a roaming strategy with that Rakan support. And it seems like they will be taking away the Sivir from Eversio. Targeting that bot lane once again, taking away the Jinx, taking away the Aphelios, taking away the Sivir. It's going to be interesting to see what Eversio will be able to pick to pair up with that Karma now, as a lot of the options have been taken away. So once again, we do see the Gragas getting banned out on the final ban from Eversio. Agony here still deciding what they want to pick, if they want to give their last pick to their top lane. Most likely I would assume the jungle pick is getting here. Agony still deciding. Okay, seems like the Jinza will get locked in. Very, very strong ganks, very strong early game. Able to use that. Rejoined on the caster disc by Jensen.
Hello. All right. We didn't talk about Xin Zhao before, but yes, it is a pick that Varsal likes to take, especially against Jarvan. Xin Zhao does scale a lot better.
Seems like Eversio here have locked in the Vayne. Well, the question is, where is that one going?
It's not common that we see Vayne picked up. I imagine this is an AD carry Vayne with the Karma. A bit of a mystery pick, perhaps, from Agony. This could go either way, guys. This could be a really quick game with the Vayne, or it actually could be like a stomp in favor of Eversio. Let's see here, last picks. Darius made it through the draft somehow, and I'm curious what Agony have in store for him. Gragas is not available. Casante is not available.
I believe Jace is also a very, very good pick into Darius if you do know how to play him. It's a little bit trickier. It seems like Gruntless once again on his Maokai.
You see the crowd
goes wild.
Goes wild for the Maokai. The Gruntless Maokai coming out. It's a classic either Casante or Maokai or Sion perhaps. But Maokai into Darius, I mean, well, actually, we've seen this play out before. It is actually Maokai favored. You just need to survive a little bit the earlier parts. but Maokai has an excellent kit to deter Darius both in lane and even in the team fights. Keep him CC'd, lock him down, and take him out as soon as possible.
And even though Maokai is a little bit weaker in the early game, he does have the tools to be able to survive that, being able to knock away the Darius with his Q, being able to restore some of his health with his passive when he is auto-attacking.
Vayne Karma against Zeri Rakan. Somehow Zeri also made it through. Kido's most played champion.
There's quite a lot of champions that made it through the draft that I would not really expect. I would assume that they would definitely warrant a ban here. Iglos' Darius, Kido's Zeri. These are two very, very dangerous picks that these players are very known for.
And I mean, Living taking Mel into the Aurora, they're not even worried about that. If you just press W in the correct time, Aurora's trade pattern is very obvious. You just go E into Q, right? And Mel can pretty much block most of that and even deflect back the Q, dealing extra damage if you're lower. So it really works out for Mel. Aurora kind of needs to bait out the W ability, and then he can trade into it. Drakur has his work cut out for him.
Hopefully we'll be seeing Drakur playing a little bit of mind games here in the mid lane, trying to bait out that reflect.
And the last matchup we didn't talk about is the top lane with Darius against
Maokai?
Against Maokai, yes. Fair enough. We talked a bit about that too. And in the jungle...
What do you think about the jungle matchup?
Jarvan against Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao scales better than Jarvan. He can also deny the EQ with the ult as well. I think overall Xin Zhao should be favored in most skirmishes as well, just due to the way his kit works, the healing, and he kind of does the knockout thing as well. Yep, let's see how it goes, guys. We're already in the first match. As you can see, classic 5-point start. Eversio fans, Agony fans, give it up. Woo! Oy, oy, oy. Let's see how it goes. The Vayne, though, the Vayne is interesting. Iconic is either going to wow us with the Vayne, or we're gonna keep mentioning this until the next PLAYCON.
Speaking of Iconic wowing us on the Vayne, look at the summoners. He's confident here. He does have the Ghost, he does have the lethal tempo, so hopefully we will be able to see him space gliding once he hits level 6.
Yep. No cleanse on Vayne though. This could get rough. There's a Maokai, there's a Mel, the Rakan charm as well.
Charm will be also dangerous.
No cleanse on the Vayne could be a trouble, but we'll see. Alright, let the game start.
There with his team being able to damage both the waves and the champion. Iconic actually tumbling forward. It seems like supports will be duking it out in the bush. Kilo is taking a lot of damage. First use health potion already 2 minutes into the game.
Fully charged.
Looks like they are completely focusing Kilo. First to use the barrier there.
Level 1 fights in the bot lane. You don't see that every day. Eversio being level 2 first. Do they try get aggressive before Agony can get their own level 2? But it seems like Fullo and Hido are on the defensive. They're walking away from it.
They're taking a lot of damage. He's getting forced off of the wave. It seems like Living has definitely taken control of this mid lane during this game too. Wave is pushing towards him, despite him having a CS advantage. It seems like Iconic also used his health potion. I'm not entirely sure what might have happened there.
If Iglos doesn't get the earlier advantage here, like at level 6 or pre-level 6, I think Grantless will completely outscale in this matchup. It's just the healing and damage Maokai can produce is just a bit too much.
Grantless doing very, very well here to try and keep the wave in a relatively safe state, going for the Thorn Shield start. He doesn't really want any trouble in the early game, he just wants to sit back and get his scaling. He's in the area, it seems like he will be opting for a recall while his bot lane trade. Barsal will be taking the bot side scuttle, while I believe Rikun will be able to go top side.
An interesting choice from Rikun to get an early recall and skip the scuttle entirely. It seems like he's going either straight for the scuttle or he's going for a potential mid gank. I'm not too sure which one it is.
Eversio's bot lane does not have a ward here, and it seems like they will be pushing up. Agony might be in danger. As out comes Varsal from the back. Flash forward from Pullu using the W. Flash from Awaken, being able to root. And it seems like Eversio will be forced to use one summoner, but that is an exceptionally well played. Only being able to take out one summoner.
I thought Varsal was going to wrap around and do it again, but no. Brickun actually excellent play here. He notices his counterpart has yet to recall, and we see Brickun on the minimap stealing away enemy Krugs. And it could potentially be a dive on Gruntless. I don't know if they're thinking about it. They must know Varsal is on the way to his Krugs, at the very least.
Seems like Iglos is allowing Gruntless to move forward here. Gruntless does have the level 5, Brickun goes in. Still has the E2 combo. Tries to predict the flash, but unfortunately, Gruntless just doesn't flash.
Excellently played there, I think, by both sides. Somehow in the bot lane, though, Agony and Awaken got the first blood here on Pullu and Hido. This Vayne pick could potentially work out in favor of Eversio. We've not seen this ever played by anyone, but...
Vayne and Zeri both very, very late game oriented AD carries. I feel like Vayne still does have the stronger early game. So it's what expected when it comes to these 2v2 fights. Pullu will be looking to freeze the way for his AD carry. Trying to deny Agonic's recall, trying to buy enough time for Hido to come back without losing that CS advantage.
Varsal again with the first dragon of the game. He has he's picking good champions against Brickun. Champs that would make Brickun question whether he can challenge in a straight up one-on-one in these jungle fights. Brickun should have the level 6 advantage though earlier. Him being one camp up at the moment. And down goes Dragon. Agony will certainly be picking up the first one here.
Smite goes away, and that is the first objective.
Drakur taking a lot of damage here. Excellently timed. W from living here, getting some more damage onto Drakur.
Aurora's cage there getting parried by the MLW. It's very, very difficult, like we said in draft, for the Aurora to be able to stay as a threat, and it's very predictable.
Fully charged.
Pullu reaches level 5 while Awaken is still at level 4. Because these opponents might have a little bit of an easy lead.
It's rigged. A big CS lead in the mid lane though. I don't know if we're paying attention to that, but we have a 16 CS lead here for living.
Focus.
Not an ideal situation if this Mel can get ahead. A lot of damage can come out of it.
Sparks ready.
We'll see. In the top lane though, Iglos steadily with a 17 CS lead.
Let it fly.
That makes a big difference, especially in this early game. Somehow Hido, despite being down 1 kill, is still ahead in CS. Just goes to show how far ahead of the curve he is.
Like I said, it's a team effort, right? We've seen Pullu trying to do his best, sacrificing his health and his lane presence to be able to keep the waves for him while he died. So he actually doesn't lose as much while he's walking back, and that might be one of the causes for his CS advantage. So it's very, very well played by the bot lane of Agony here.
I still find it a hard time to take this Vayne seriously. It's a low range AD carry, and just looking at Agony's lineup, they have a lot of mid-range stuff. You know, you have the Rakan running around, the Mel throwing stuff, Maokai ult as well. A lot of things to lock down Vayne, especially without the.
That being said, if the Vayne does get ahead, he'll be able to dance around. It seems like we will be getting a fight. Lightning Crash coming in. Awaken will be isolated and will be the first to fall. As Agony dodges the wind, becomes lightning. Final hour to tumble away, and it seems like one will fall on the side of Eversio.
So it's Awaken going down in exchange for the grubs here, but it gives a lot more pressure to the Agony bot lane. Agony is getting zoned out at the moment from being able to last hit or walk into XP range.
And Hido will be making that lead even stronger.
We're already seeing the Maokai action here. Very strong into the Darius. You can knock him back every time he Qs. If you have enough mana, you can keep that up forever.
Speaking of enough mana, I do believe Grantless will be rushing Fimbulwinter on his first item. So that's not really a concern anymore. Seems like Iglos will be keeping the wave relatively close here.
Iglos went for the Cull strategy. He knows he's not going to get any kills on the Maokai at this point. After the level 6 spike, they're both level 8 now, so...
It shows a lot of respect, right, towards Grantless, knowing that he's not going to be able to pick him off. Knowing that he's not going to be making a lot of mistakes in the lane. He's decided to go for the safer scaling option. It seems like Bull is going in with the quickening. Varsal flashes forward, which is like awakened, is taking a lot of damage, does get the heal with the Mantra W. Cataclysm comes away and Varsal is trapped while Iconic is clicking away. Lightning Crash will come in, dashes forward. Varsal will go down to Dracor as the War Between Worlds does come away, forced to flash away. And an amazing ultimate by Living.
Absolute insanity there from Living, coming in and getting 3 Eversio members with a basic combo there. E into Q into ult, that's 3 kills picked up for Living the Ring. Meanwhile in the top lane.
Two big beefy boys smacking each other.
We see the 3-man getting beating up the Axeman. A big team fight here. So Apollo and Varsal getting the initial engage onto Awaken, forcing him to flash away. The re-engage from Eversio looked promising here as Bricun and Iconic on the side, getting Varsal very low. But Hido was always pelting away, forcing Bricun to flash away. Dracul with his ult did take down Varsal, but not in time for Living to rotate and finish off 3 Eversio members swiftly. The problem with Nell, her abilities might be short range, but you know, if you can actually hit them all, it's gonna be a good time. We see flashes of the Awaken sort of rethinking the moment, and we are back in game.
Seem like they will be going for this dragon here. As Eversio does currently have control of the pit, but it doesn't seem like Agony are going to give this one up without a fight.
Spurs are very confident on this dragon. They know they have Darius and he can ult. And they just give it up here as Eversio takes the second dragon of the game. Keep in mind Eversio now 1 objective away from taking the feats for the objectives. And first tower has extreme priority on both sides.
Varsal here, he might be trying to cook something up in this bush.
A bit overzealous maybe, it's a bit pushed up I think to get a gank in as Sin's down in this position, but Rikun is also coming in, so maybe they are expecting a gank here from Rikun. Here it comes, Polo goes in, they lock up his landage, here comes the charm as well. Zeri out pops, but both sides will be disengaging. There's just not too much, not enough space to commit to a fight like this from both sides.
Very importantly there, however, Flash is taken away from Hido, from the Swag Flag combo, trying to get away from that knockup, but it is 5 more minutes where he is more vulnerable to being ganked by Bricun. So it's a little bit of a trade, a little bit dangerous.
We already see first items being completed here. Bricun with the Sunday Sky and Abyssal. And Archangel staff for Living on Mel. They are the first to complete their items. You also see Junpals completed now on Hido.
Vayne still not completing that Blade of the Ruin King. That first item spike is key, especially when you're playing Vayne.
Still not sure about it. I think Sivir would have gone such a long way for what Vayne has to offer, but Iconic is feeling it, and we are feeling it.
Personally, Vayne is one of those champions that's always really, really fun to see, right? Because hopefully you'll see one of the players get pop-up moment, and that's kind of what you're banking on when you're playing Vayne.
I mean, they're likely expecting him to take down the Maokai, right? They're not really sure maybe who gets to take him down. But between Aurora maybe getting Leandri's and Darius ult, you know, they had some options.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Might also be a secret Zeri counter that I'm unaware of. I'm pretty sure it does well into Rakan. You can knock him back, you can dodge the knock-up as well. There's a lot of things Vayne could do that other AD carries can't.
When it comes to laning phase, I completely agree, right? Vayne is a little bit stronger early game than Zeri, so she is able to trade. Like you said, she's able to condemn Rakan away whenever he goes in with the W. So it's a very, very strong lane pick here, despite the fact that normally Vayne is seen as a late game AD carry.
Yeah, but you have to think about the team fight picture, right? Like, imagine you're Vayne and you need to approach a team fight. Maokai ult is coming. You see Xin Zhao with the ult. You see Mel throwing her abilities everywhere. Zeri throwing AoE damage just by auto-attacking. And then there's like Rakan running around, charming everyone. Tell me, when do you enter that fight? I don't know.
I think you enter the fight when it's over, and you pray that you do not die. It's very, very difficult.
And without cleanse, please, no. That's such a big deal, though.
That is the key part, right? Because if opponent has cleanse, he's able to maybe take that charm, cleanse it away, and still able to position himself. Without that cleanse, it's going to be very, very tricky for opponent to play these mid-game fights. Speaking of tricky, it seems like opponent will be getting low here. While Salva is lightning grab, he's just evaporated with the kill going to Guido.
They are playing a lot more on points today. I'm not sure what happened in the earlier parts of the series. Maybe they weren't taking it as serious, and now that they're on the main stage, they are really, really putting in the effort. So far this lane not really working out, and it's tricky to see Eversio's bot lane being the ones under pressure. They are usually the better performing members, let's say, of Eversio, Awaken and Iconic. So seeing them take such a heavy pressure earlier on, this is a good spell trouble for Eversio.
Seems like Guido's addition to this Agony roster has definitely been a thorn in Eversio's side here.
Now the question is, will Igos get a pentakill this PLAYCON?
You never know. He still has yet to do so, I believe.
No, he got it last year.
Look, this year, I mean.
Oh no. We only had like 2 pentakills this series, I believe. Mr. Small was one of them. I forgot the other one though.
Yeah, I don't remember, unfortunately.
Let's see here.
Full one versus all, getting a little bit of vision there. They're outside jungle.
The aggression from Agony is present. They don't have enough vision, in my opinion, to cover all bases here. Hilo could get ganked in mid lane, but not in time.
Hilo will be trying to take away a little bit of the chickens from the
Eversio and Agony are setting up here for a potential fight. We see the Herald being used in the bot side as Igos drops it and ready to join the fight here around the Dragon Pit.
Important to note, Drakur has TP'd into the mid lane, so it seems like they will be trying to make this fight happen over Dragon.
This fight is very risky for Eversio. They're already a bit behind, and if it goes south, this could spell doom for their game.
Iconic has started it, but with Agony in the sidelines, just waiting for the opportunity to bounce. Igos ghosting forward, the seems like they will be engaging.
Here comes the first kill, goes down as Drakur falls to living. Igos now is very low and he goes down too. That's 2 kills for Agony. Iconic trying his best to kite out Hido. And he does get the shutdown, but not before going down himself. So that's 1 kill for Eversio and 3 kills for Agony with a dragon on top. Looks like an Agony's PLAYCON, if you ask me.
Seems so. Iconic does really, really well trying to isolate that fight with Zeri, trying to get as much of an advantage as possible, but unfortunately the rest of his team just melts the powerhouse that is Agony's team comp. When the dust settles, it was one lone Vayne against 4 members of Agony.
Yeah, we saw Eversio trying to use the dragon as bait initially for Igos and Drakur to go in. They managed to get their damage off, but the coordination from Agony is just too much. Hulu went in, charging 3 members, and on the backline Hido was pelting away. Raccoon was forced out of the fight, and Iconic trying to salvage the play. He does get the shutdown in the end, which is actually really great for him, but look at Hido.
There he goes.
This is the challenger ADC mentality. Oh. Oy, oy, oy.
Not entirely sure if maybe there was a little bit of misplay in that fight, as I think Drakur used the between wells for the damage, but he might have accidentally teleported himself onto the other side, into the waiting arms of Agony.
We'll wait for the interviews. We'll have to ask Drakur what the plan was. If you're an Eversio fan, guys, this is looking rough. If they can't make it out of this one alive and sort of take down Agony with them, kudos to Eversio. They would definitely prove why they are the best. exceptional play from Agony, especially coming out from living himself. We can see Farsal cleaning up his act as well, not getting caught out before objectives as we've seen before in these series. Can we make the Vayne work is the question.
I'm waiting for it.
We have the Moonstone on Karma, but I wonder if we will ever go for Mikhail's Crucible. We do need some options here.
The problem with Mikhail's is that it's only going to cleanse one, but some of their spell cleanse will actually give you resistance and tenacity. Mikhail's does not give you that benefit. So unfortunately, if you get caught by 2 pieces of CC, you're safe from one, but you're screwed by the other.
Good to know that Hido has finished his second item as well. Anytime Agony fight in a full-on 5-on-5, it's going to be in their favor. The lightning goes down here, so gets engaged on by Bertoon, but the damage is just too much. Hido flashes away, and Bertoon is just caught in the middle there. No real re-engage on his engage, so I'm not too sure what the play was at this point.
Relentless TPing onto a ward, just in case they're needed.
This looks like quite the fastest series if it is the case. They've been a bit more back and forth in the previous best of 3. But this looks like an Agony domination. They showed up to play, and play they are. Not the same Agony we saw yesterday in the semifinals, that's for sure.
Definitely.
Imagine Eversio. Just picture it, you know, Eversio Karma.
I know what you mean, but I feel like
You have to trust the intuition, right, sometimes, when it comes to this point.
seems like we will be getting a pause. Not entirely sure what's going on at the moment. But like you said, I feel like I feel like in that context, Aphelios will still have a little bit of a problem. Because at least Vayne has the invisibility and does have the tumble to be able to try and get away a little bit when it comes to Vayne.
Curious to hear what the
Not entirely
issue
sure
is
what
at
the
moment.
issue is.
The pause was from Eversio's side. Okay, it's an internet-related thing. There are some ping issues in these fights. Perhaps a small spike just before a big team fight. It happens sometimes. A very quick fix, I'm sure. Agony looking well,
as relaxed as ever.
let's say I don't think the pause will help in fixing the game state at the moment.
It's very tricky, right? But unfortunately, fortunately for Eversio, I mean, it's not completely over. There's only around a 5k gold difference. They do have 1 dragon less, but I believe that if they do manage to pick up the shutdowns, if they do manage to get a few really, really good fights, they still have the option to turn this one around.
Yeah, they need a miracle, maybe from Iglos getting a pentakill, or somehow the Vayne being left alone. I just find it a bit hard to believe at the moment. Their synergy is just not there, you know. Jarvan goes in, and I'm not too sure who's the follow-up on that. But yes, they drafted a bit of a wombo combo, but then you have Vayne, just kind of like this lone wolf, rummaging. Ping issues, ping issues. Should be soon, guys, should be soon.
Seems like the issue has been resolved, and we will be going back to the game shortly.
Here we go. There's the Atakan where we left off here. Agony was finishing it off. There it is. Atakan giving them extra attack damage and experience, pushing them even further ahead. Eversio now make a play towards the mid lane, but not in time until Hido comes there to clear the wave entirely.
Eversio here are trying to defend this mid lane
Red
tower.
team's turret has been destroyed.
Iglos does manage to pick up 1 tier 1 tower in the top lane. Seems like the game will be in a little bit of a lull state. There's no real objectives. Baron will be spawning in around 4 minutes.
mean, shout out to Agony. We can't really say anything about them, right? They played exceptionally this time round. I don't even think it's Eversio doing mistakes. I think it's just more Agony just capitalizing and being a bit more proactive.
I mean, I feel like Agony are playing exceptionally well. We've seen the coordination in the team fights. And aside from that, on the individual performances, look at their carries. 225 CS on both their mid and their AD carry. It's a 21-minute game.
I mean, the CS is a big difference there. 50 CS on Hero and 50 CS on living in the mid lane.
Don't you dare!
But at least some saving grace. 40 CS on Iglos as well in the top lane.
Iglos will hopefully be the one to turn this one around. This does manage to get a lot of resets with that lead.
We're still 22 minutes in the game, but it just feels like it's been a bit longer than that. The dragon is soon about to spawn, and it should mark the next major objective that teams will fight for.
Never fall.
Slipping using his abilities to zone off. Eversio there, trying to get Pullo off of that situation.
Let's see here. Agony kind of don't want to start Dragon if they don't need to. They're in a winning position here. They don't need to make any mistakes.
Looks like Kido does pull the trigger though. We are starting to funnel into this choke.
Wants the smite steal. His fences were good. The trigger is pulled. Rakur pulls the ult down, but Living takes him down to be unstoppable. Kido on the backline gets 3 kills out of that. A Dragon on top, and it's a complete fight. With Awaken being the last man standing, Agony are in the winning seat. I find it extremely hard for Eversio to come out of this one. They're trying their best, they're going in, but the mid-range damage is just too much. They pull the trigger, and so many things come out of Agony in the mid-range, hitting multiple people at the same time. They're also ahead in items, ahead in damage. Just look at this fight. Eversio pulls the trigger, Rakur goes in, there comes the ult, barely any damage from this Aurora. And there you go, a big charm from Bulldoze secures 4 kills for his team almost instantaneously, keeping them in place. Gruntless on top of that throws down his ult as well. A lot of things going well for Agony. Excellent teamwork and team fighting.
And I feel like that was realistically the last opportunity for Eversio to try and throw this one back there. The fight went perfectly, technically, from what Eversio wants. Darius is on top of that Zeri, doing a lot of damage, may potentially get the reset, but damage just is not there. And Agony are the ones to actually turn the fight around, get the dragon, and it
oh no, Living could find Awaken and Iconic here. The root barely misses, but not Bulldoze. Awaken is knocked up. Here comes the Maokai. He does get rooted. A lot of damage onto Awaken. He does go down. As Living is now dominating on the Mel. 6-0-4 for Living. Crazy, crazy DPS. He also has a 14-stack Magi's as well to top it off. Good luck with that one.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Living and Dido here have definitely been bringing up enough damage for the team.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Goes the second turret.
Blue team's
First
turret
inhibitor will fall.
Now Agony casually backing off. Pretty sure their next play is to take Baron, push in the top lane.
In 2 seconds, and it seems like they are rushing. So they may be looking. Zeri going in with the lightning crash. Look at the damage on Iconic. One single auto attack taking half of his health. Meanwhile, Rakur is fortunately the first to go down. Raccoon tries to go on with the Cataclysm, but Farsal will be the one to pick up the kill. But just look at Kido. Is this potentially a pentakill?
Oi, 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 Agony. They could be finishing the game right here. It's just Iconic, the Lone Ranger with his range. Awaken already left the game. Oi, oi, oi.
Seems like the series will go to Agony here.
I mean, well deserved. They played it perfectly. Barely getting any breathing room for Eversio. One of the best team in Malta was like completely dethroned. As Agony finished it off with a 2-0 in our fearless draft, being our League of Malta PlayCon 5th edition winners. Well done, Agony.
Well done. Congratulations to the players. Really good showing here on stage. They played exceptionally well. There's not really a lot of things that went wrong for them. They've done their homework, right? They played it very well. Not a lot of mistakes coming out of these team fights, and it's a very well deserved.
Yep. Not the same Agony we saw yesterday. Some people had doubts after seeing them lose a game to Lindsay and Joy, but Not today, not today.
Today, Agony have come to silence the haters.
No doubts at all with how the game went. It's a complete wipe almost. What can you do? Better luck next time, Eversio. Maybe PLAYCON 6th edition is the one you will take. But so far, Agony, the undisputed PLAYCON champions, I'm pretty sure this is their 3rd year running that they are winning PLAYCON.
Maybe they do have that stage buff, right?
Agony are the SKT of Malta, confirmed. They might drop some wins against some teams that are a bit joyful and whimsical, but in the end they turn up for the finals. We should be presenting them the prize soon. I wonder if they will shake hands, give some good team camaraderie. We see Iconic here debating. I couldn't do much with the vein. What can you do? I hope they're not too down. Guys, if you see them, if you see anyone from Eversio, cheer them up for me. Tell them, guys, you played awesome, you did your best. Again, you just played better. What can you do? For those still here, guys, join in the League of Malta booth. Later on, come sign on. If you want to participate in these events or be part of a League of Legends community, it's all there up for grabs. We'll do our best to accommodate you.
We will be going over to our host now.
Yes, just like that, we have a League of Malta champions. Let's hear it for Agony. Brilliant. In the meantime, Jansen, who has been talking us through together with Shadow, with all that has been going on in this final, will shortly be joining us on stage together with Kirsten from GMR, and they will be handing over as well the prize to the winners. First of all, but before, once again, we give a big, loud cheer to our winners. Ladies and gentlemen, please show some respect to Eversio. We are coming to you live from the MFCC. We are at PLAYCON. This is our final day. We've still got a lot to go through on this very stage. So thank you for joining us. This is the 5th edition of this event. We are expecting close to 25,000 people to have walked in through the door of MFCC by the end of this evening, and that would make definitely this 5th edition a huge success. Now that we are on stage, we're ready to ask our winners to come and join us here on center stage. Agony, please make your way to the center stage so we can present you as the winners of League of Malta. In the meantime, a quick shout out to our sponsors. First of all, shout out to Awaken Designs, who have helped us put this together. PLAYCON would not be possible, however, without the support of Gaming Malta, the Ministry for the Economy, Enterprise and Strategic Projects, and is also supported by Edu at PLAYCON, Arcafort, Epic, Planet Play and Vibe FM. PLAYCON is of course organized by GMR. Kirsten is with us on stage together with Jansen. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's hear a big, loud cheer for your League of Malta champions, and they are Agony! There we go. Time to do some handshakes. There's gonna be a check for 1,250 euros as well going their way. Jansen, checkbook ready. Checkbook ready, there you go. There's the League of Legends stand over there once again. Thank you for joining us. Big well done to Agony. Massive respect towards Eversio, who were as well our runners-up. We'll be back on this stage very shortly. This is PLAYCON. This is where gamers unite.